this is something that Bridge program does throughout the city. It means that we go and we ask different churches in the city to host these graduations. 4th Street Baptist Church has graciously accepted, and we'd just like to hear a welcome from Reverend Flakes and 4th Street. Please come.
Good morning or good afternoon. I want to thank Mr. Coleman and also the Bridge family and board of directors, and also to these graduates who are here today and looking forward to continue the journey. We want to thank the mayor of Phoenix City, Mayor Lowe, for being here. And we want to just welcome you on behalf of the 4th Street family. We are a community church. We see ourselves as a community church, and we open the doors to whoever may want to come and to be a part of and help us to continue to really reflect that God is about about community. And so however we can reflect that and manifest that, then we're willing to do that. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to host you today. And whatever we can do in the future, please don't hesitate to ask us. Thank you so very much. Congratulations to these graduates, and we pray that God will continue to help you on your journey. Thank you very much.
Okay, so my name is Willie Coleman, and to me, I sound really, really strange because I have a deep ear infection and I hear all these echoes that's going on in my head, and everyone is talking loud. But without any other excuses, I would like to just welcome you and tell you that Bridge program has been in existence for 20 years. And that means that we have been in existence for 20 years successfully and changing the lives of 18 to 24-year-olds that have dropped out of high school. This is has been a long mission for some of the founding members, and we're so happy that some of those founding members are still with us today. 20 years still on the board, serving and trying to change lives. Now, a couple of things that you're going to hear about in the program, and that is some of the students that are coming through today have not finished all of the testing. And I just want to explain all of that to you, especially parents and some of the other folks that are listening. In January 2nd, 2014, the GED test changed. Therefore, this class started back in October. Well, when that change came, it was a significant change. With all materials and everything changed about it. So we had to kind of regroup, and we wasn't expecting that big a change, but we regrouped and really tried to push through. And right now, we probably have at least about 3 more tests to take before the whole class and everyone would be finished. So we're right about there, and I'm asking you to help me keep them encouraged and motivated to continue for the next 3 weeks. That means I've dedicated 3 more weeks to help them get their GED. So while you're here today, we still call this a completion ceremony. I want you to really kind of cheer them on and help them out. This is not one of those little quiet ones where we kind of sit back and go, okay, we just want to applaud real quiet. I mean, really cheer them on, because 25 students started this program in October. We have 10 that are here today. Now, those other 15 that are not here because they met me, Mr. Coleman. I didn't kick them out, right? Right? So they chose to not do a few things, and these students here decided that they want to really stay motivated and continue their education. That's why they're sitting here today. So we really need to applaud those 10 and really encourage them to move forward and do well. So I'm not going to talk anymore, with the exception to tell you that the students put together the program. They volunteered. to do everything that you see written on here. So this is all student led, and I'm so happy when that happens that we don't have to really kind of sit down and kind of run the show. So.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the class 2014 second completion ceremony. I am Talia Russell, and on the behalf of the Bridge Program and the students and my classmates, I would like to thank you for joining us today. I will now introduce my classmates. Adrian Danielle, Tatiana Hall, Gabrielle Hutchison, Adriana Mobley, Shanley Nichols, Chelsea Nick, Desiree Sr., Kimberly Thomas, and Brandon Williams. Thank you.
I'm Rebecca Westerman, and I have been given the honor to pass out the Bibles to you all who have done so well. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you all for completing a course that was hard. It was not easy, and I've seen some of you have some family members that you've had to take care of. So I know you've had, let's say, a hard time getting through, but congratulations. I want to talk, before I give out the Bibles, about a couple of people that you might know that things have gone wrong for. Good old Thomas Edison is very famous for making our lights. And we just think, you know, that he was just such a smart guy and everything went his way. And so one day he was at a gathering, and someone said, "Well, Mr. Edison, we want to hear some results." And he said, "Results? I can tell you results. I've had 1,000 failures, 1,000 things that went wrong before I got that light." Now there's some results. There's someone that you can say, wow, we just know the good thing that happened to him and to us because of what he did. I want to tell you about another person. This one's not as famous, and I'm not even going to tell you his name. But this little guy was a chef up in New York State, and he ran at a resort. And one day, some really fancy people ordered their meal, and when the meal was taken to the people, a person sent back the French fries and said, "These things are just too thick. I won't eat them. They're awful." Well, it made the chef mad. And he said, "I'll show him what to do." And he cut those little potatoes so thin, you could just hardly see, you could almost see through them. And he sent them back at the table because he knew they were brown and crispy, and really too crispy to chew. That was where we got our potato chips. From something that went wrong, he made it into something good, and now you all know you can't just eat one. All right, so you all have shown us that even though something went wrong in your life, that you're going to make something of yourselves. And I'm so proud for you. One of the schools that I volunteer, has an art room right across the hall from where I work. And it's an art room. And I was so impressed with this one little sign. It said, "When you make a mistake, make it great." And I thought, if you've ever done anything in art, and you probably have, or created something, in it about almost when you're about finished, when the pen slips, or when the something spills on your paper or something, and then you think, I've spent 6 or 8 hours on this thing, and I'm not going to do it again. So when a mistake happens, you're going to make something great. So I just applaud you for what you've done. I'm so proud of you. And I hope to see you out in the community and leading the crowd. Now, someone is going to give the names as I present the Bibles.
Adrian Daniel,
Adrian, congratulations. We're proud of you.
Tatiana Hall,
Tatiana, congratulations.
Thank you. Gabriella Hutchinson.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Adriana Mobley.
Adriana, congratulations.
Shanley Nichols. Chelsea Nick.
Chelsea, congratulations.
Ty Lynn Russell.
Tywin, congratulations.
Desiree Senior.
Desiree, congratulations.
Kimberly Thomas.
Congratulations.
And Brandon Williams.
Brandon, congratulations.
Good afternoon. Our guest speaker today is a Central High School graduate of 1978. He attended the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga for 1 year. He switched colleges and enrolled at the University of Alabama the next year. There he earned a scholarship his first season. He played 3 years under Bear Bryant, who mentored him with many life lessons. Before leaving the game of football after college, he joined the Saskatchewan Rough Riders of the Canadian Football League, where he played for 9 years. In 1994, he was inducted into the Canadian Football League Hall of Fame. After coming home, he worked at F&M Bank during school and summers and holidays, so it came natural to him. He began as a loan officer and is currently the senior vice president of CB&T of East Alabama and is now responsible for all branches. Son of Mr. and Mrs. James and Betty Lowe, he has 2 brothers, James, president of Bishop State Community College in Mobile, Alabama, and Woodrow Lowe, who is the head football coach at Central High School in Phoenix City and was also inducted into the National Football Hall of Fame in December 2009. 3 sisters, Judy, Betty, and Helen, who all remain in the area. A proud husband of Miss Deborah Lowe, a job trainer at Central High School in Phoenix City, Alabama. Their children are Tommy, an educator with Phoenix City Schools, Destiny, a student at CVCC, and Jonathan, also finishing up his degree at the University of Alabama, hopeful of also playing professional football. He is a very active citizen in our community. He is a chaplain or a spiritual leader, if you will, and a volunteer coach for Central High. He is active in United Way on numerous boards and served over 10 years on the Phoenix City Board of Education. He was recently elected mayor of Phoenix City by a majority vote of 62% and took office in November of 2012. Please give a warm and sincere welcome to our guest, Mr. Mayor Eddie L. Lowe.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? I'll just talk without the. Good job and congratulations to you all. I am delighted to be here. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity, and thank you all for asking me to be here. I truly hope I don't disappoint you. I'm pretty much the one that always try to speak from the heart and be sincere and be wholesome with that. But I am delighted to be here. Thank you all for getting out, being here, to the young kids, to the minister of this fine church, 4th Street Baptist Church, Reverend Flakes, who I've known for a very long time. I've known his father and his family, and I'm grateful to be here. Congratulations to the Bridge program. Thank you all for setting the example of giving of yourselves for the right reason, because in life, it's all about giving of yourself. And we all know why the Dead Sea is dead, because it only takes in and it doesn't give out. And we want to be a community, we want to be a persons who do give of ourselves for the right reason, because at some point, getting rewards are very important, But the most important reward that we can get is an eternal reward. And that's why we should always think about other people more than we do ourselves. And to these graduates, as I think I heard, it started off with 25, wound up with 10, and congratulations to you. And I want you all to give yourself a hand. Always be proud. Always be proud of yourself. I'm not going to be very long. I guess I don't know whether this is a commencement speak or what, but I've been taught and trained that anytime you do a commencement, it shouldn't last more than 10 minutes. I may go over that, I may not. So in whatever I wound up doing, as long as you still love me, that's okay, and I promise you I'll still love you. I promise you that. But let me say to these graduates, you all are an overcomer. You're champions. Because you did it when it wasn't convenient. You made a decision to come back, which takes a lot of courage. That shows that you are an overcomer. But you're also a champion. You had to go through a lot of things. I know there were times you wanted to quit, but let me tell you this. There's nothing in this world wrong with wanting to quit. Just don't quit. Quite sure, and all of us can probably attest to this. I would have to believe, my spiritual value is very important to me, and I would have to believe Jesus Christ wanted to quit. But he didn't, and you didn't quit. Because of that, you are an overcomer and you are a champion. But what we want to do, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Bridge Group and on behalf of all these people who have given their time to make you successful as far as where you are today. That's a great honor to have. But what we want you to do is to always realize that you are a champion and that you can overcome any obstacle that you may face. And today is a prime example of that. But I want to give you a few points to say that you will know and hopefully always remember that will always help you be an overcomer. Now, life is tough out there. It gets tough. And a lot of times you're going to come to a crossroad. But what you have to continue to remember is that you are an overcomer because of what you have accomplished this day in this process. One of the things I want you to remember, and I'm not going to ask you to write it down because I know you all have written a lot, but try to remember this, and I think they're taping it. The first thing that we have to do, and this is for anybody, to always be an overcomer and to be a champion, is that you got to always have a spirit of obedience. You have to always have a spirit of obedience. Now, I can't help but to believe that you've had that spirit of obedience because you are the last 10 of 25 that stuck it out. Probably wanting to quit. But you knew that you had to be obedient to get to where you are. And you did that. Always apply that. You have to have a spirit of obedience. The second thing is, you have to always remember, and this is your day, your reward, that there's always a reward for being obedient. There's always a reward for being obedient. You have to have that. Now, what's the reward you're getting today? You're having this ceremony. You're getting your diploma. You're getting the reward because you stayed obedient to the task. You have to always realize that there are rewards for being obedient. And that's what you have to always focus on to get you, when you're at that crossroad, to be able to stay an overcomer and to also be a champion. Spirit of obedience. The other thing you have to remember, you will always have oppositions out there. Now, the reason why you want to have a spirit of obedience and to always realize there's a reward for obedience is that you're going to always have opposition out there. And there's somebody out there right now waiting to clip and cut you. But what you have to always do is remember those spirits of obedience and be above board. Always be above board and always have the desire to do the right thing. Because there you will always have opposition. And what you have to do is what you've done to get to this point is to roll up your sleeve and keep your eyes on that prize and that reward, but it all ties into being obedient. You're going to always have opposition. Now, every one of you all, and everyone in this room, we were all created to be successful. God created us to be successful. This is the problem, and this is what I want you to get. That you cannot allow society to condition you to lose. It's an attitude. Spirit of obedience, a reward for being obedient. And the reason why you want to have that spirit is because there are people out there waiting to clip you. There were some that didn't want to see you get to where you are. And there are some people that you, quite frankly, going to have to cut yourself away from. So what you want to do is get around the right kinds of people who has those goals, who exemplifies those things that I just mentioned. Spirit of obedience. Realizing there's a reward for being obedient. And the reason why you want to be obedient, because you're going to have opposition. And there are people out there going to want to clip you. You are an overcomer. You're a champion. And the other thing you got to realize, too, is that there's always somebody depending on you. And because of that, you ought to want to stay a champion. Push yourself. Now, let me say this. The greatest thing any of us can do is to give of ourselves, what you call the sacrificial spirit. The greatest thing I learned from playing football at the University of Alabama under Coach Bryant was this, is how not to be jealous. Now, that goes against everything that our society teaches. But when you're on a team and when you have people depending on you, you got to give of yourself and you can't be jealous. And the quickest way to get ahead in life, because we want you all to have an impact on our influence. And if you don't get nothing else I said, get this. The quickest way to get ahead in life is to build the people up around you. Put other people before you do yourself. And that's what you did in getting your degree. You sacrificed. You gave it all you had. And as I stated to you, every one of you all were created by God to win. Don't let society condition you to lose. That's why I wanted the pastor to read that Proverbs 27:17. It means that you're going to have to probably cut some people loose. But let me tell you this. I don't care if it's relatives, cousins, aunts, close friends. Surround yourself with good, wholesome people that's going to exemplify some of those traits I spoke of. Every one of you all are an overcomer. It's evidence. We want you to continue to be an overcomer, but we want you to be champions. Champions for giving of yourself to make your community, wherever you wound up at, a better place. Thanks to the Bridge Group for doing this. 20 years, that means that they're doing something right. They have a vast interest in people, and what you all have to do is go out there and bring those other people back in here. Because if you can do it, you got to show them they can do it. And you all can help transform this community. And what God has done for you all, He has transmuted you all. But you did it through those spirit of obedience, which means He's taken someone of you who are so valuable and help make you more valuable because you've earned your degree. But always remember those points I said. And be proud of yourself. And don't settle for less. You are created to be successful. You are winners. Thank you all for having me. I hope I didn't bore anyone, but particularly to these graduates, congratulations and thank you all so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I'm presenting the Mary White Leadership Award today. A little bit about Mary White. The Mary White Leadership Award is named in honor of Mary White, a community volunteer who was very active with the Columbus Jobs Council, which later became Bridge. Ms. White is credited with initiating the fundraising effort that allowed the Bridge program to flourish during the first year. However, over the years, significant leadership qualities have been added to this award's importance. Qualities such as integrity, judgment, responsibility, discipline, and service. These qualities of leadership represent the person chosen by this class to receive the Mary White Leadership Award. The winner of this award will receive a monetary award of $25, and his or her name will be inscribed permanently on a plaque that will hang on the wall in the Bridge classroom. This class, Mary White recipient, received the most votes from his or her peers a week ago and has been kept a secret until now. Please help me welcome by applause Class 2014-02 Mary White Leadership Award winner, Shanna Lee Nicholas.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh gosh. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm completely speechless, guys. Like seriously. What can I say? I'm so speechless. Where to start? Well, this journey for me has really been something totally different. I never when I first joined this program, I was extremely nervous. And everyone at the school made me so comfortable, the students, the teachers, Mr. Coleman. I mean, I'm just basically, yeah, and I really have hopes for all of us, because every one of you are really smart. Like, everyone in this class have different personalities, you have the serious ones, the jokey ones, the stylish ones. They're all different, and I'm just so lucky that I was a part of this class. And I'm even more lucky that I'm on my way to getting my GED, and I know you guys are too. So I'm really happy to just be here, and I thank everyone for picking me. I wasn't expecting it. You're welcome. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say because I got knots in my stomach right now. So, thank you guys.
Well, Mayor Lowe, I think that's a clear example of helping someone else light shine brighter than your own light, because it's clearly you could see that Shanna Lee had no idea that 9 other folks thought that much of her, and that's exactly what we want to do, and we try to instill in the students each and every week while they're here at the program. You had, and before I pass out the certificates, you had a Miss Westerman from St. Paul United Methodist Church. She has, along with the church and the Sunday school class, has been doing this for probably right at 20 years, and that means passing out Bibles to the students. And we didn't hear a lot of comments, but you should hear some of those comments from students when they see their name inscribed in a Bible, sometimes for the very first time, that this is their own Bible. So we appreciate that. That's a token that's well received, and we want to continue, and I know we will, because St. Paul is a great supporter of the program. I also like to mention while I'm here is we have people that volunteer, and we were lucky, and I shouldn't say we have a lot of people that volunteer because all of our board members are volunteers, but we had one lady that came in about a month ago and just walked in and said, look, I have these skills, I'm a teacher, and I would like to just teach sometimes if you have enough room for me. And that's Miss Randall, who's the lady that's over here, if you could wave for her. Yeah. Right? But Miss Randall has come in and taught math class on Thursdays, at least a couple of math and science, on Thursday. And we had a wonderful science project last week, so, that was all entertaining. I learned a lot. But This is the kind of people that we have really that come in and do a lot of work. We also, while I'm here, I would like the mayor, if you would come up and help me pass out certificates. We have also Tiffany Billings. She's here, and I think she has some gift bags also that if you could bring yours up. Yes, we're going to come up here. If you could come up also, Tiffany, and Miss Campbell, if you wouldn't mind helping us pass out the certificates today.
All right, our first one is Adrian Daniel. Then we have Tatiana Hall. Gabrielle Hutchinson.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Adriana Mobley.
Congratulations.
Shanley Nicholas. Chelsea Nick.
Congratulations. Good job.
Tylynn Russell.
Congratulations. Good job.
Desiree Senior.
Good job. Congratulations.
Kimberly Thomas.
Good job. Congratulations. Good job.
And Brandon Williams.
Good job, man. Congratulations, man.
And thank you. Before I leave the podium, I'd like to just really kind of point out just two people in particular, because I mentioned earlier that we had just changed over and started new testing in January. Well, we had one student that a little bit before Christmas holidays, he went in and rushed over and got all of his tests done before they got rid of the old tests, right? And that was Adrian, who's right here. So Adrian has completed his GED and moved on now. He says everything is working fine for him in the last month or so. And we have one other student. We just found out yesterday, probably around 3:30 in the afternoon, Chelsea Nick is the first person in this area, talking about around in the Columbus, Muskogee County area, to receive the GED out of this area in the 2014 series, that new testing series. So she's the first of this class. So she's done and finished and complete, and we just hope that, and I know she will, we're going to continue and move on to higher education, because Bridge is more than just a GED program. We really look for students to get out and become productive citizens, and we know that if you further your education, that is definitely going to be the track that's going to help you get there. So without me commenting anymore, Vicki Rowland is here, and he will speak today.
Well, good afternoon, and I'll wrap it up for us today, but just a couple of comments. First, on behalf of the board of Bridge, I want to say thank you to Pastor Flakes for allowing us to have our graduation ceremony here and supporting our program. Mayor Lowe, very inspirational comments, and I took something away. that I'm going to use when I go back to my organization with some things. So thank you very much. And most important of all is I want to personally congratulate each of you on behalf of our board. You know, we have several hundred Bridge graduates, you know, that are out there in the world today. Our goal is to have several hundred more. And I would just ask you, as sort of a takeaway from what Mayor Lowe shared with us, is we can give back. And I would encourage you to give back. Talk to your friends. This program is wide open. We would love for you to have them join our program. I would also like to hear from you and the board and the Bridge program about your success, because I know all of you will have great success. You can give back. You can come in. You can mentor. You can help. And a lot of times it's just putting your arm around one of our students who is struggling and saying, you can do it. That's what we need. Come back anytime. You're welcome. Keep us up to date on your progress. We love hearing from our graduates, so let us know what you're doing. And also, too, I want to thank the efforts that Mr. Coleman makes as director of our Bridge program. I want to thank Ms. Campbell, who's back there taking a snapshot and getting a good shot of your class. I want to thank Ms. Hayes. All are great supporters of your program, and without them, we could not do it. And we also have several of our board members here today that want to congratulate and thank you, and I would like to ask them to stand. I want to thank them because without them, we couldn't do it. And it takes an active board to make all of this happen. So, again, congratulations. Thank you.